Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30 this Wednesday, August 12th, and we're just kind of twisting in the wind there. We're not getting much action at all. The ES had a little bit of action, a little bit of strength in the morning, early on, and backed off a little bit, and that's just been going sideways, twisting in the wind. Nasdaq had a pretty good retracement from yesterday's trading. They extended past yesterday's high and the day before that, so that was good. But it's didn't go anywhere. It just kind of stalled, and now they're backing off a little bit. Let's see if they can hold the support area now at the 840s, maybe down, maybe the lower area at the at 800s. We'll see. Getting a little bit of weakness back here to the mean going into the afternoon, so it has been one heck of a boring day. So the CPI number came out, the big reaction was volatile but not directional. Trading it was just not quite doable in the morning. As the day session kicked in, it was just worse. It just flopped around back and forth. So not much action. I tried a few trades. On the ES, I tried a trade here, a short trade after that big rotation down. It started screaming when it started retracing. That felt very much like a little flush. And usually you get a retracement on that. So after 2 bars of extensions to the upside, I got long on that thing. Went to break even, stopped me out, got a little bit higher before they retraced a bit. So I wouldn't have gone any big. It wouldn't have been a big trade no matter what. But I tried. That didn't work out. I tried a couple of trades on the Nasdaq early on, and that was one of these things. So when you sit and stare at the market, not doing anything like that, just whipping back and forth, you're gonna have to discipline yourself because getting bored and taking trades, which are not really trades, that's kind of you're looking for a trade. That if you start doing that, you're actually setting yourself up for failure. So when you catch yourself looking for a trade, like, is this a trade? I mean, I can make it, I can justify that. Then, well, then you're on the wrong track of it. A trade sets up or it doesn't. And the way a trade was set up today, and it's going back and forth, is that you try to run the edge up or down, and that you want to fade that edge if it's not going anywhere. That's the trade you're looking for. What did I do? I tried. The first trade I took was after they started extending to the downside. That was not necessarily a totally random trade. I got short at the mode here, thinking that I had an opportunity potentially to run it down to the mean because they've been kind of flirting on for a bit on the way down. They ran it all the way up to the upper edge and stopped me out. I didn't move my stop, but tried to repair that trade. So yeah, that was just an immediate loser. Okay, that didn't work. Then the second trade was just absolutely sloppy. That was me buying the middle up, and it's just not a good trade at all. And again, it's just you get yourself caught up in it because you're sitting and staring at the screen, talking yourself into a trade. So that was not a good trade, and I got immediately punished on that one. It ran right and stopped me out. Then momentum to the downside. I tried a short trade. Again, not necessarily great trade location. I got the break-even trade out of that thing, and that was more luck than anything else. There's not no skill in that. There was just they just ran it enough for me to go to break even a little bit lower. I had enough to go to take profit, and that's kind of what you have to do in those situations. Now, I wouldn't say the trade was great. It's like in the middle out kind of a trade, and you know you had to take your profit quick on that one, or you just get left behind. And then so they stopped me out. I tried another one on the way up. And again, not great trade location, running it up to the upper edge. The better trade is always to look for a reversal of the edge. And here I caught myself doing two go with type of trade, three go with. This was a fade trade, and the next string was more go with type of trade in a market which is just whipping back and forth. So it's nothing really to be proud of there. So I caught myself. It's like, okay, what are you doing? So stop trading it. If you go take a break to go look for a better trade, nothing is really set up as a better trade. You had a pretty good retest failure on the lower end of this range. That was back here at the before noon. On the ES, we had not quite a good of a setup around noon here. They were stalling, going sideways, but ES didn't set up quite as well on that time frame. Nasdaq though did. Three attempts to right down to that 818 edge and then not being able to take it out. Well, at one point, especially the third time here, when it fails and starts trading at that, that's an opportunity. If you got in on that thing, you went to break even, you could have got stopped out on that second rotation down. So overall, very sloppy trading day, very difficult to stick in a trade. Now, I did take one more trade here late in the session. I was watching it, and you're seeing this dynamic right here. And then Nasdaq, they're running up here. That's yes, going sideways now and run the mode. And then you take out the lower end of this channel here, the 890s. Start taking out that channel. Um, Happens over here, retraces a little bit. Nothing really to trigger on end. And then this rotation comes down. Now they're probing lower. So on that retracement, I get short. Stop is outside that of rotation. So if they run it higher, I would be out on it, but not that big of a loss. But it's these are the S's and the B's. So if you think these are lower highs, um, lower highs all the way down here, and that's the how you have to get short if you want to try a trade like that. Trying it when it breaks lower is just a fool's errand. It's not going to work. Or the time it works is more luck than anything else. Most of the time you get the counter rotation and then just to knock you out. But I got in that fun thing and went from made some bucks back. So at the worst, in the morning I was down like 80 some bucks. Now I'm down 26 on 5 trades. I'm kind of waiting for an opportunity to see if something's going to develop. It's getting late in the session though, so I'm not going to be that aggressive on it. But this was a nice little move to the downside. Now I got out earlier, as I said before, when the market was whipping back and forth. Today is not the day you want to go for that big trade because it's not. It could have been bigger today. We went down to the mean, so I got a little bit too early. But after two trades, watching it go to break even and then some, and then just to give everything back, it's like, yeah, well, I'm taking mine a little bit early, so I did that. Anyway, so that's where we are. But I would start off the day range bound, the overnight. It doesn't look like much is going to be happening going into the end of the last part of the day. Maybe get an attempt to take it lower in end period. We'll see. The Nasdaq looks like they're trying. We'll see if that's going to go anywhere or not. But unless they really start moving, we're going to be range bound going into the overnight. Not necessarily any. I mean, if they had been closing a little bit higher, maybe had they started with a buy to the upside. But I'm thinking just range bound trading right now going into the overnight. On the bond side of thing, I tried a trade there as well this morning. Did not get filled. That was this rotation down here. I had a working order here at the 0902s. After that third bar formed, and you can see here I have an unfinished auction. Now, at the time I put on that limit order, this was all bright red, and it looks like you're trying to take it lower. So I click in an order there, and this is at the DE failure. It's a DE right there. And you had a nice little retracement, a few ticks of a trade. I never got filled on it and started trading away, and then so I missed it. But if I gotten in on that one, would have been a good 3, maybe 4 ticks worth of a winner. It could have been good. But right now, no, and I did not re-engage it after that. That caught my eye when it runs down to the mean like that, stalls, and you can see a bunch of selling, but they can't take it lower. Yeah, you're going to get a snapback at one point. So you'll be even if you're not right on the entry, you'll be able to scratch your trade if it keeps going. So, but no shot there. And I haven't done anything on the cryptos. They are a little bit to the downside overall. So yes, both Bitcoin and Ethereum futures are to the downside right now. And you can see that it's down to 63, down to 1880 on the Ethereum. So a little bit risk off on those guys today. So there you have it. Back to the ES and the Nasdaq. Now for tomorrow morning's trading, we are getting tomorrow morning's trading. We're getting the PPI number come out. Let's see what else we got. So PPI is coming out tomorrow at 8:30. We have jobless claims as well at that time, nat gas report, and the 30-year bond auction. So that's pretty much what we got there this morning, or tomorrow morning. So at 8:30 is when most of the action happens. Thereafter, 30-year auction at 1. So we can pay attention to the bond market, but there could be a bit of dealer manipulation going on there. More trading. All right, guys, we'll wrap it there, and I'll see you back bright and early in the morning. We'll go at this again. So net result down 26 bucks on 5 trades, down from 80. So I started messed it up in the morning, got myself in a whole 80 bucks. I'm down to 26. I'm just sitting on my hands right now, looking for an opportunity, or maybe just cutting my losses right down and taking what I got. Anyway, we'll leave it there. I'll see you back in the morning. Later.